Hi everyone, how we doing? Welcome to another live stream right here with me, Peter, in Bangkok. Very, very hot Bangkok, and quite a lot of people around at the moment because it's a bit of a long weekend. It's the Queen Surrogate's birthday on Tuesday. A lot of people about, a lot of traffic, and but very, very, very hot. So welcome to you. Over 100 in already. That's what I like to say. Right, I'll start as I always do. I'll start saying hello to everybody. First in tonight, Florida Gator 70. Hello, Peter and everyone. Seems I might be first tonight. You certainly are. Beaten by one is Crypto Chris. How you doing, Chris? Innovation's been quiet 2 weeks. I looked at your comment before I actually went live, and I'm thinking, does he mean like my streams and everything's been quiet, or he's been quiet? Maybe you can fill me in on that one. Martin, how you doing? Let me just put the currencies up for you. Do you know all the currencies are down on the Thai baht this week, and not only by a little bit, but it just shows you what's going on. The Thai baht seems to be, it just seems to be getting a little bit stronger at the moment. So you can see your currencies. I haven't changed the date, have I? It's got the wrong date on there. Hang on, what's the date today? I knew I'd screw something up. Let me just take that off, edit that. Today's exchange rates, it's the 8th, isn't it? The 8th, and it's the 10th today. Right, okay. We're back on. Right, that should read correctly now. Today's exchange, 10th of the 8th, yeah. It's very, very hot, and God, I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind, let's carry on. Who else is in? Well, we've got a lot in, actually. Right, let's start off with Richard Woolley 346. How you doing? Donald Trump. Good evening, sir. As always, one of the longest people in this stream, not in height, as in coming to watch the stream. Is it Watin Loon? Hi, Peter. Did you check out the new Stumble in Wonderland, Soy 94, when you were in Hua Hin? Okay, I drove past it. I didn't go in, and I'll tell you why. It was absolutely both. They're next door to each other. You've got the Irish pub and Stumble Inn. I forget the name of the Irish pub, but they were full outside, And the problem is outside, people are smoking, and I don't smoke anymore, and I hate the smell of it, And I didn't really want to sit inside. I actually had an early night most nights because I was out all day. I actually found somewhere to live in Hua Hin. A friend of mine is buying a house. It's a brand new house. So I was going around with them looking at prices. You have to put the aircon on here in Thailand. When you buy a brand new house, you have to buy your, it doesn't come with aircon. Sometimes it doesn't come with shower units. You have to do a deal with them. But this particular house, he has to buy 3 aircon units. And we were just going around looking at prices and stuff. So I was very active in the daytime. So I didn't really go out too much at night. I just, I went to the night market. I know it's not called the night market. You know what I mean, with a live band. And I'm going down again in 2 weeks' time on the 28th. So looking forward to it. The only thing I don't like about Hua Hin is the drive back into Bangkok. It's horrendous. It's much easier to get down to Patia. John, how you doing? Hi, Peter. Finally catching a live stream. Usually watch the rerun to time difference 3 hours between Brisbane and Bangkok. Good to see you in. Dog, hello, Peter and everybody. I hope you're doing well. Ricardo, hi, guys. Okay, I'm back. Jesus, always on a live stream. I've got a really, really good connection here, and it just went down. It should be okay for the rest of the night. Let me just check something real quick. It says excellent connection, so yeah, I should be okay now. Right, okay. Apologies, beyond my control, as they say. Right, Max, I was going to say hi to you. So the last time I seen Max was about 2 years ago. We went up to, he'd never been to a go-go bar before, so I took him up to one of the busiest go-go bars in Nana Plaza, Billboard, on the 3rd floor. I hope you're doing well, Max. Hopefully we'll see you here soon. How do I pronounce, what's that? Not in service, is it? Great short showing your studio. Yeah, if you want to see where I'm actually... I'm not working, but doing my live streams from, because I'm actually in my bedroom, and I actually did a little movie and put it up on my Facebook page about 20 minutes ago, just showing you the equipment I work with and everything. Maybe after the stream, yeah. Jesse, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Stevens Travels, yeah, I haven't seen you for a while, Steven. I get a lot of people who go and come and go, members who stop being members and then they come back again. A lot of competition out there now. Who's that? Andre. Morning, Peter from the sunny UK. Yeah, nice weather there, isn't it? A lot of people have been telling me. Macmillan 1319. Hey, Peter, your story from this week, a real eye-opener, was shocked at the ending. Do you know what really pisses me off when people write to me and say, oh, you made that story up? The story was about a guy who jumped his Thai girlfriend ripped him off with her family. The guy got drunk and committed suicide. He lost everything, jumped off a balcony. And some of the comments, like somebody said, oh, yeah, you made that up. And then somebody else said, talk about no empathy. Somebody else said, oh, he deserved everything he got. I mean, who deserves to jump off a balcony, But yeah, true story. And not very nice, is it? Still goes on now. People don't learn. Paul Hoskins, is your song in the Thai charts yet? That's a great song, isn't it, Paul? Really good. I like it a lot, actually. Hello from Mike Braithwaite. Defunct Master. It's been a while. Yeah, a lot of people come in I haven't seen for a while. Good to see you in. Robert Koch, greetings, Peter. Looking forward to tonight. Regards. You're in Hat Yai down south. Is that down? No, you're not south, are you? You're kind of northwest. You're either right down south or you're northwest, because there's two that sound very similar. Mark Hanley. Hey, Peter, watching from Spain. Good old Spain. How you doing, Mark? I can't pronounce that name. Is it Samir Sara? Evening from Jumptin, mate. How you doing? Yeah, I hope it's going well down there in Jumptin. And Hugh Jass, how you doing? Good morning from California. Bangkok bound. Haven't seen you in for a while, Bangkok bound. How you doing? Right, okay. If you've just joined us, good evening. Nearly 200 in now. So I just want to run something by you. So I was talking to, there's a guy who's been watching who's that giving me? I'll just say thank you to somebody who's giving me, I think it's €10. Mark Hanley. Thanks, Mark. I'll get a drink on you, Mark. Thank you very much. Right, okay. So I just want to run something by you. There's a guy who's been watching my channel for probably 5 years. He watches he doesn't always watch the live streams live, but because he's in California, I think it's California. But we were talking by text the other day. He texts me quite often. He'll send me links and I talk to him, and I talk to everyone. I'm not, I don't ignore messages. And he actually said to me, he says, you don't tell as many crash and burn stories on your channel as you used to. And there's a lot of other channels have popped up now who tell stories, AI stories. There's guys who tell stories. They don't put their face in there. They just have a kind of walk around video, but you never see what the guy looks like. He's just telling the story. And I said to this guy, I said, well, look, I can only read what I get sent in. If somebody sends a crash and burn story, and I can read it out. But if it's a story where the relationship went well, then I'm going to read that out. And he was telling me about a channel that every single week there's a 40-minute upload, and all the titles are like, she stole 10 million from me, or never again with a Thai girl, or this is brutal, a must watch, or, you get the idea, really dramatic titles. And I know about thumbnail clickbaits and that. We all do that. And then these videos, they all have the same theme, and they're about 40 minutes long. And it's every single week. It's like, she ran off with 2 guys, I got home and the furniture was gone. And I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. People like these. They're train wrecks. People like to follow train wrecks, don't they? There's a guy in Patia. I'm not going to name him, but he's always, knocking them back, and he's always like having a go at people and threatening to beat people up and stuff. And people love watching him because it's crash TV, isn't it? And I said to this guy, we're friendly, nothing unfriendly. And I said to him, well, they can't be real because, I've been doing this for 5.5 years, and I get crash and burn stories on the stories, but I don't get a 40-minute story week in, week out, week in, week out. Because if you listen to me and my stories, sometimes I'll have 1 story, 2 stories, 5 stories. I've even read out 8 stories and upload, because most people, they don't send in a story that lasts for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Most stories are done and dusted in anywhere between 5 and 12 minutes, right? But this particular channel, there's a few of them out there, but this particular channel, every single week, 40 minutes, and it's a crash and burn story. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Chat GPT is a great tool, isn't it? Maybe I'm just being, looking at it from a different angle. But the other thing the guy said to me, he said, well, look, he said, if you want to make your stories a bit more exciting, he said, why don't you make some up? He says, nobody's going to know. And I thought, yeah, but I'm going to know. That's not what I do. I don't want to make up stories. I've never done it, and I'm not going to start doing it now. So, what can I say? Oh, okay. Okay. Hi, Peter. Another vlogger claims to have found the best fish and chips in Thailand. You should check it out. He might have. Well, you haven't told me who he is, but he might very well have. I mean, I can only tell you the best fish and chips for the fish and chip shops I've been to, but I don't have them too often. Talking of fish and chips, I'm a bit disappointed with myself. I lost all that weight, about 11 kilos. You can see I've put a bit of weight back on. That's Anton, I guess. Anton, thank you very much for that, mate. Hope for a great stream. Hey, I've never been to the UK, but I saw Dave do a review of Robin Hood fish and chips in Bangkok. Can I go there to get a true feel of Britain? When you come back, we'll go together. I don't know why he did the Robin Hood, because that's the one where do you remember? I don't know if you've seen Dave from Amiga. He actually came in the stream and gave me a super chat. Thanks for the super chat as well. Very generous of you. I did a review of the fish and chips in the. Oh no, it wasn't the Robin Hood. The Royal Oak was where I was. But I've had fish and chips in the Robin Hood, and I've had them in the Royal Oak. And for me, only an opinion, I think the Royal Oak were better fish and chips than the Robin Hood. That's just me, okay? But I'm surprised Dave did a review on fish and chips, because he made a video about me, but he didn't name me. He said, these guys, they live in Bangkok or Thailand, and they're eating fish and chips. What the hell are they doing here in Thailand? It's like scratch, scratch, scratch. Anyway, good luck to him. He's not a bad guy. He likes to rant on a little bit. I don't dislike him. I'd like to meet up with him one day, maybe do a video with him. That would be interesting. Real Rennie, how you doing? Yeah, good evening, Peter and everybody watching the stream from a sunny, windy Gothenburg. Okay. Bricktop, hey, you changed your name now, Bricktop. Hey, everyone, now 2 weeks less before I can return to the land of smiles. Martin, why do I love 69 after my name? Because you're a dirty git, Martin. Sean, 9506, hello from a hot and sweaty Rayong. I like Rayong, nice place. You have to go to Rayong if you want to get to, not Koh Larn, that's Patia, isn't it? Koh Samet. I like Koh Samet. Channel Traveller, how you doing, mate, in Australia there? Greeting lads from I've got to say it right, Melbourne, Oz. 2 weeks until I'm in Thailand, hip hop, okay? Patia is going to surprise you, Shane. I know you like to go to Patia. You're going to be very, very surprised when you next go to Patia. It's let's just say the demographics of people have changed in a big, big way. John, hi Pete. Finally catching a live stream. Usually watch the run due to time three. Okay, I think I read that one. Let's go. Let's jump down. I think I'm double reading some of these. Robert, how are you doing? Greetings, Peter. Looking forward to tonight. Regards from Robert in Hat Yai. Okay, did I not read that out just now? Right, let's jump down because I'm way behind on these. Let's pick some newer ones up. Okay, let's start with Mr. Damon. Evening, Mr. Peter. Hope all is well. What did you think of the Patia Hilton balcony surfer? Yeah, I didn't. I wish I could have downloaded that. I got a couple of videos. I'll talk about that in a sec. Some people send me videos, and I like, if they're related to Thailand, they're interesting, funny, or scary, whatever, I like to upload them. Now, Andrew Hammond sent me a video today, and I didn't have time to download it and upload. You can't just download it and upload it. You have to trim it and get it a special size for this software and everything. And Andrew Hammond sent me a very, very interesting video of LK Metro, but it must have been taken in the late 80s, early 90s, because there was a guy in a hotel and he filmed LK Metro, but there's no bars there, you know? I mean, it was just a street of Thai apartment blocks. He was filming from the, I I forget what it was called, something apartments, and you see that there's a Thai Airways office there. It just looks so unusual because there's no go-go bars, there's no bars, nothing. And then Damon sent me one. You know how high the Hilton is. I don't know what floor this guy was on, but he was basically hanging off his balcony. He was standing on the balcony edge, holding on to the edge of the thing. I mean, God, if he'd have slipped, he'd be dead for sure. I spoke to, by the way, Devin, I spoke to Franco today. Had a nice long chat with him. Hello, Paul. Hello from Jersey Island, says Paul. Sean, Peter, good to see you tuned in here in Ireland. I won't do any Irish jokes. Good to see you. Is it North or South Island, or don't you sort of talk about that nowadays? Andy, hi, Peter. Just booked my flight January for 3 weeks. Hua Hin, Koh Chang, Patia. Need to get out the hellhole called the UK. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's as bad as it. See, I watch a lot of TikTok videos when I'm waiting for the kettle to boil and stuff. And a lot of these videos come up where people are protesting outside hotels, and there's a certain religion people are having problems with, and it just looks like the whole of the UK is kind of like finished when I watch all this. Maybe I don't go back to England. Maybe I've got the wrong picture. I don't know, but it will certainly be a lot nicer in Koh Chang and Hua Hin. I like Hua Hin. It's nice. Ian Mitchell, I'm coming to Thailand on the 20th. Am I better off changing my money from British pounds to Thai baht in Thailand? I've also heard your money goes further if you have £50 notes. Can answer both of them. Don't change any money in England. You'll get a lousy rate. What you want to do is, I don't know how you've arranged your transport from the airport. If you have to pay for a taxi, just change up, I don't know what, £50 maximum, £40. They have machines in the airport, to pay for your taxi. The best exchange rates are not in hotels and airports and places like that. You'll see there's lots of exchange booths around. What's the one at, oh God, I forgot what it's called now. There's one at the airport. There's one at Asok. God, what is it? The orange sign. It's totally gone now. Somebody will tell me. But yeah, in answer to your question, yeah, to the second part of your question, yeah, if you bring £50 notes, you'll get a better rate. But make sure all the notes have got no pens written on them, no little tears on the corner. Notes that are acceptable in the UK will get turned down. I know guys who have come out here with £1,000 and £50 notes, and they've taken £600 back home because they just couldn't change the notes. They have to be virtually perfect. So when you order them from your bank, I used to order them 3 weeks before I went, and they'd give me them, and I'd sit in the bank and go through them, and I'd give them back if they weren't perfect. Super rich. Yeah, there's a brand called Super Rich here. If you change your money there, they're pretty much the better rate of anywhere. They're in the basement at the airport. Okay. Michael, I dread to think what the baht will be worth against the pound in 4 years under Rachel from accounts. Start changing your money now, Peter, in preparation. I've taken as much as I can out of the UK because they're talking about, if you've got more than £1,000 in your account, they can look at everything you get up to if you buy anything more than £400. I mean, it's dreadful, isn't it? It's dreadful. Martin, did you get a plaque for 75 subs? No, I didn't get a plaque for 7. You get one on 100,000, the silver one. It'll be a big deal for me because I know people have had YouTube sites for a year and they got, they get millions of viewings. It's taken me a long time to get this far. With this channel and Thailand Bound Clips and Facebook, I've got about 110,000 subscribers. But on this one particular channel, I've just hit 73 subscribers. On the other Thailand Bound Clips, it's just over 4,000 subscribers now, which isn't bad because it's only been going for 2 months. And then on Facebook, I've got 47. It's probably nearer to 48 now, 48,000. Chris, there should be flights from Bangkok to Hua Hin. They have got an airport there, actually, and I dare say that's something that will happen in the future if they want to encourage tourism down there. There's a big Swiss crowd in Hua Hin, very big. And there's a lot of people with money down there as well. Some of the properties that people buy, big villas, I'm talking 10 million up, private swimming pools and everything. Hopefully I showed you how far behind I am. I'm reading your message, Chris, that says video frozen. My internet just froze up now. I think it should be okay now. Okay, I know how far I am behind now I'm getting that same message. Let me just get past all these. Okay, A then says, Bart 43 to the pound had been pretty standard since I can remember. I suppose it only matters if one changes large amounts, and now Peter has frozen. I thought, okay, I'm unfrozen now. Right, Richard, how you doing? Richard's, is it 01369? I don't know what that name is. Is it WN? How you doing? Colm Farr, is it? Hi, Peter. Another guy claims to have found. Oh, okay. I know where I am now. Okay. I'll leave that there for a while. Hello from Toronto, says IQ Micro. How you doing? Robin the Chosen One. Hey, Peter and fellow Mongols. A big hello from Soy 7 today. Oh, you're across the road, are you? Next level with Gaz. How you doing, Gaz? Hi, Peter. Watching from the great city of Patia. Yeah, you should go and have a look at Gaz's channel. He's got he does live pods. He doesn't do videos. He's got a channel called Next. I just read it out, haven't I? Sorry, Gareth. Next Level with Gaz Collins, and he actually interviewed me for about an hour. It's had 10,000 viewings. It's not a bad interview actually. You know, if you go over and if you put a link up. Gaz, I'll put it up here for everyone to see. Peter Fredrickson, 8573. Hello, name brother from Denmark. How you doing? Right, Thomas Wright, Canada. Good morning, Peter from Niagara Falls. Love to go there. Farang Travels, how you doing? J Bond 55. Hi. Bricktop. Hey. Thank you, Rob. I always appreciate comments like that. Darren Howe, good evening, Peter from sunny Suffolk. Defunct Master, Toronto representing. Right, let's whiz through. Who haven't I said hello to? Let's try and find someone new. Text 0123, most likely AI generated scripts. You're talking about the 40-minute stories, aren't you? I like to keep it real. I mean, I've met some of the guys who've sent stories into my channels, and I know. I mean, there might have been one or two that people have made up that have slipped through, but I know they're genuine. You can just feel the emotion. You know, when I read out a story for the first time, I've actually rejected stories because I know they've been made with ChatGPT or something, because there's no feeling in the story. It's just there's a start, a middle, and a finish, and there's no, well, what was that? You know, the guys who have been at and have been cheated or ripped off, or they fell in love and got married. When you read the story, you can really feel, you know, it's genuine. And when people write into me and say, "Oh no, you make all these stories up," I'm like, for God's sake, you know, I have to be a bloody genius. Yeah, I don't know. Why is it Bricktop? Why is the name showing different? I have no idea. You must have changed it at some point. Niagara, Ontario here. How you doing? Yeah, a lot of people say maybe they're AI now. Have you made a video on the loneliness of expat life in Thailand? You'd have to experience it, really, wouldn't you? The problem is I haven't really experienced loneliness here. I was more lonely when I was in the UK with my family because they didn't want to talk to me. You know, wife slept in another room. Kids were always in their room. And I was downstairs in the lounge watching TV like Billy No Mates. No, it's a serious subject. It happens quite a lot out here. What happens is guys live, you know, they work hard all their lives. Some of them do quite well financially, and they decide to retire out here, and they've got plans. And the first 6 months, it's, you know, you get your apartment, you got to go furnishing, you do a few bars, meet a few ladies, and after you settle down, it becomes routine like it does anywhere else in the world. And if you haven't got any friends here, sometimes it can be hard to make friends. It's easier here than in the West, but yeah, you can get lonely here. And then what that can trigger is alcoholism, because what happens is guys get desperately lonely. They go out, walk along the beach at Jump Team, for instance. They want to talk to people. And where's the easiest place to meet people? It's in bars, isn't it? You go and sit in a bar. The bars are open all day in Patia. And before you know it, you're just having one to be sociable. Then there's a group of guys you like to meet every day at 11 o'clock. And they always start off the day at 11. And you know, it's a slippery slope from there. It's a good subject. I haven't made a video on the loneliness of Thailand because I've never experienced it here, because I've met a lot of people through YouTube. I'm very, very lucky. People actually write to me and say, look, I'm in Bangkok. Do you want to meet for lunch, or do you want to meet for a few beers? And I meet a lot of people. I'm meeting a guy called Tom next Monday. Steve, who I went down to Kanchanaburi, he's gone back to the States on Tuesday. So Edward, who lives out here full time, and Steve, we're going to meet for lunch tomorrow. I'm either out filming, the stories take a couple of days to do. I'm always busy doing something, and quite frankly as well, I've got a bit lazy, and I'm getting out of bed at like 10 in the morning. It's terrible, isn't it? Every day. David, those stories are AI, plenty of AI YouTube channels. But I don't know why people watch them then. If they're obviously AI and they're fake channels, is it just entertainment? Do people just like to listen to them because it's entertainment, or are some people getting fooled by them? I don't know. Thank you, Robin. Danny Skywell. Peter, have you heard the story about the Thai girlfriend who needed money for her sick water buffalo back home? Never. Right. Glenn Hendricks, good morning from Toronto. I'll just put up there, say thank you to you again there, Anton. I'd like to put the super chats up there. Mark, I know who you're talking about. I left a comment that it's all AI. I think you mean replied, agreed. He wasn't rude in his reply. Somebody wrote to a few of these other channels, okay, and they made an email that looked like it was my email address, but it wasn't. He said, and they were sent. Luckily, the guy contacted me. He didn't start World War III, but this guy, some stranger, wrote to one of these other stories and said, "I know you're copying, and if you don't stop, I'm going to beat you up," or something like that. And the guy said, "Oh, I received this today," and I sent him my email address. I said, "That isn't my email address. It's close, but it's not." And that was the end of it. Some right shit stirrers out there. Yeah. Now it's shown. It's up to you. There you go. Tis crazy fish. Dave is the wolf. Okay. Ian Mitchell. Hi Peter. Coming to Thailand on the 20th. Can't wait. Is it true? Not. God, I've already read that, haven't I? Greetings from Hua Hin, says Bijan. How you doing? I'll be down there again in 2 weeks' time. Right, Ben Tockley, is it? Hi, Peter. I am visiting Bangkok in December. First time staying in Soy 11. Maybe meet for a drink with you and chat. Yeah, we can do. I mean, I'm back off to Hua Hin for 4 nights on the 28th. That's in 2 weeks' time now. You're quite close to where I live, but the problem is in Soy 11, there's a couple of big. I hope you're not staying in the Ambassador. There's nothing wrong with the Ambassador Hotel. It's a good hotel, but I can't really say why here. People who know Bangkok will know why. I can't pronounce your name, but you say 6 weeks until I return for Bangkok. So we're just going into August, September. Yeah, it will still be hot when you get here. I'll tell you what's really strange. This is rainy season. We haven't had much rain at all. Really strange. I mean, we've had rain, but we get days where it doesn't rain at all. Right, URL Droid Superbot. Are you relocating to Hua Hin? All your friends with whom you go about eating out, etc. You will not be kind of alone. Will you not be kind of alone? Oh, I think it's lager, wouldn't you? That's a good question. A couple of answers for that one. Yes, I am going to relocate down to Hua Hin. I won't slag off Bangkok. It's a fabulous city. I've been coming here for years, literally nearly 30 years. Believe it or not, this time around, I've been living in this apartment. I'm coming up for 3 years in October. 3 years ago, I was 62 when I got here. I'm 66 next April. I don't go out to go-go bars anymore. When I was younger, I did. So the thing here is a lot of traffic. There's a lot of pollution. There's a lot of people. I'm living in 2 rooms. My apartment's nice, but I've got to the stage in my life now where I want a bit more out of life as far as quality of life. I want to live in a house with several bedrooms. I want to have a garden where I'm going to get another dog, I want to be able to have a bit of a garden. I want to be able to get on my scooter and actually drive it without being stuck in traffic, weaving in and out of cars. I want to be able to drive my car to the supermarket. That I can't do here because it's just so congested. And I thought about it the other day. I thought, what is it I used to come to Bangkok for? Why did I love to come here? I mean, obviously I was working here at one point. I didn't choose to come here the first time by myself. It wasn't like I was sitting at home and I thought, oh, I'll go on holiday. Where shall I go? I know, I'll go to Thailand. That didn't happen to me. What happened with me, I was working for Accor hotels and they sent me to Khon Kaen for 2 years and the rest is history, as they say. No, I've just got to the stage now where I want to live in a house. I want to live in a neighborhood that's quiet. I've got other interests now. My channel is going to change. I'm going to document my life. To the other part of your question, won't you be alone? No, I won't, because believe it or not, there's 3 other YouTubers who live in Hua Hin. Johnny, there's something happening. I can't remember the name of the other 2. They live there. I went, on several nights, I went to I forget the name of it, the big night market in the middle that have the live band. On 6 separate occasions, guys came up to me and said, I watched your channel over 3 nights or something like that, So I'm sure there'll be people down there. And I'm not the sort of person who gets lonely anyway. I'm okay with my own company. When I do editing and stuff, like today, for instance, I haven't seen anybody. I mean, I woke up, I had a bit of breakfast, late breakfast, and then I did a lot of work on here. I had to all afternoon. I was preparing for the live stream, for the members live stream later. And then I went to Benji Kitty Park. I walked for an hour, come back at 6 o'clock, made my dinner, set everything up, made sure everything's working, had a shower. I'm here now. I'll be finished by 11. I'll have a couple of drinks, watch TV. I'll go to bed at midnight. So, the days go really quick, and I don't mind being by myself, but I do like to meet people. But in answer to your question, it's a very long way to say, yes, I am moving down to Hawaii. 100%. Is Patia safer than London? I think everywhere's safer than London, isn't it? No, I mean, you get a lot of scammers in Patia. People are there to make money, aren't they? But bad things do happen. But as a foreigner, behaving yourself, you're not in any danger. Right. URL Super Bot says, or you got some woman now, so you want to go into quiet, assisted living lifestyle. You'll have to come into the member stream, because I spill all the beans in the member stream, because I never know who's watching this stream, see, so I don't like to say too much. But in the member stream, I give a weekly update of all details, believe me. Right, Danny, Peter, do you prefer Chang or Singer? Neither, to be honest with you, Danny. I like to drink San Miguel Lights. They're 100 calories in a small bottle. But if I had to choose out the 2, I'd go for the Chang. I'm not really a Singer fan. Okay, used Wise. All my money's parked in Wise. They're the best rates. They're the fastest. And yeah, Wise are good. Chris, greetings, Peter, from an on fire Greece. A lot of fires there is there at the moment. Okay, what does that mean? Dutch Frank says, Peter, why? Oh, you're saying Capio. I think you say Capio. Why is Capio not present in your live streams anymore? He probably just got bored of them. I get this all the time. People come, people go. The people who are in my streams now, there's only a handful that used to watch me in the UK. All the people who used to be in the streams when I was in the UK, I don't hardly see any of them come in now. There's always people who go, and any YouTube channel you watch, you think, oh, I like this guy, or I like his videos, or I like his content. You watch half a dozen streams or half a dozen videos, you think, oh, I'm bored with this, and you move on. Sometimes people come back, but I don't know. I know he likes to watch NDTV down there in Patia. Yeah, it's all about supply and demand, isn't it? Does a baht usually get stronger in high season? Shane, the numbers are because of people on YouTube with same name like mine. I don't choose those numbers, but it's a common username, I guess. Okay, thanks for the explanation. Some YouTubers like Kelly Coldwell, I don't know who that is, buy subs. He bought 35,000. That's dangerous, that is. I'll tell you why it's dangerous, because I've never looked into it, but I believe they have these people farms in India where you pay and they'll all sub or leave a comment or something. I know somebody who did it a few years ago. I'm not going to name his name, but he bought somewhere in the region of 80,000 subs, and YouTube caught onto him and give him a strict warning and took about 80% of them off. But no, I'll tell you why they're dangerous, because YouTube's not stupid. Okay, their algorithm is not stupid. AI is very, very clever. And what happens, when you get a new subscriber, the reason that person subscribes is because he likes your content. Okay, so I'll watch a video and think, like, I like the Y-Files. There's a guy, he's got this heckle fish, like it talks, it gets on my nerves. I hate it, but he tells interesting stories and then he debunks them. Was the moon landings real? Is there another city under the pyramids? Stuff like that, and I like stuff like that. And then he debunks it all at the end. And so if I was to subscribe to his channel, it's because I've watched some of his videos and I thought, I've liked these, and I sub. And then what will happen is I'll continue to watch him. And if he has a live stream, I might join the live stream and put some comments. But when 35 people suddenly join your channel overnight, and there's no interaction. Not one of those 35 people watch your videos. They don't leave comments. You know, you can get your YouTube channel taken down. It's actually the worst thing the guy could do. And also, people are not stupid. If you've got, 100 subscribers, and then tomorrow you've got 35,000 subscribers, you might as well write across your forehead, "I'm a fake, and so is my channel," right? Just my opinion. It's Crazy Fish. Love your channel. Wish you would go through all comments rather than cherry picking. I don't cherry pick. I go through them. I get a lot of comments. I got nearly 300 people in. If I just read comments, I'd do nothing else. It'd get very boring very quickly. So what I tend to do is I'll read a block of comments, okay, and then if I see something interesting that somebody's written, I'll talk about it for a few minutes, or I'll stop reading out people's comments because it'll get boring, and I'll talk about something like I've just spoken about just now. And so what will happen is the comments continually come in. So when I finish talking about now I'm talking, right? So when I finish what I'm saying now, I'll go back to the latest comment, and I've missed a load. But that's not cherry picking. That's just how it works out. And like I always say, if you've got something to say and I go past it, just write it again. I'll get it second time round. Okay, 3 hours to Hua Hin on the bus. It's easy. You get the train down there as well, actually. Colin, how you doing? Nice to see you in the live stream. My favorite name on YouTube, Whitaker Winstanley, 4051. Still think Thai baht is way overvalued, even with all the problems in the Western world. I mean, Thailand's been at war, for God's sake. It wasn't really a war. It was a skirmish on the border, and it's a ceasefire now, isn't it? The Thais are coming back and the Cambodians are going back. Dodge says, X1 in Bangkok. Bangkok is one of the best ones to change your money. Rates are the best in Thailand. Look, I'm gonna say it again. If you go to Soy Arabs just across the road from Soy 4, 3/3 Soy Arab. Go in. You've got the Al Hussein on the left. Just after that, there's a little change box with a Muslim lady in there. She'll give you the best rate. She doesn't even want to see. I don't know if I should say this here, but she doesn't even want to see your passport. Right? You can just go in and change your money. Saidang, is it? Good evening, Peter, from a very rainy Isan. Whereabouts in Isan are you? I was in Khon Kaen for 2 years. Robin, nice quiet evening now at Soy 7, watching your stream with a couple of the girls here and waiting for the community shield. Okay. Nice, couple of girls. Richard Woolley, not sure why people saying the baht is getting stronger or weaker. It's been pretty stable lately. A few months ago, it was nearly up to 50. It was about 47. It was getting really good. I was getting excited. Why is the nicknames gone from the chat? I mean, YouTube's a funny beast. Too cool for YouTube. I don't know. I haven't changed anything. It happens sometimes. The Gormless Twit says, Billy No Mates is a good friend of Nigel No Friends. Absolutely. Richard, I don't need to be there to be an alcoholic. I'll tell you what, if you're an alcoholic, Cambodia is a place to be. It's so cheap. It's like Anka beer, right? Ice cold Anka beer, a nice half pint. It's like 20 baht. I'll just call you Whitaker, okay? I understand, Peter, you can be more lonely in a failing relationship than by yourself. I'm not in a failed relationship. I think I get the point you're making. But yeah, I guess if a guy's falling in love with a tiger and she suddenly scarpers with another guy who's got more money or something like that, I suppose your imagination can run riot, and that would be very depressing. Yeah, a long time ago. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah. Easier to be lonely in my part of the world. Very few Farang up here. Very few Farang type locations to go, and I don't drink alcohol. You're very, very lucky, actually, you don't drink alcohol, because I've seen it many times where guys have hooked up with a Thai girl, become boyfriend, girlfriend. She's persuaded him to go up to the village because he's on a limited budget, a pension. And she's like, well, if you live in the village, I can cook Thai food. There's, everything's like 10 times cheaper here. But the problem is, they're a rural community. I'm talking about small, I don't know where you live exactly, but the small villages, the very small villages, 8 o'clock, that's it. You've had it, haven't you? The bit of Thai TV and that's your lot. And foreigners, they do turn to alcohol a lot of the time. So if you don't drink, you're very lucky. I've known guys, there might be two guys in the village and they've both got Thai girlfriends, and they just meet up every night and they drink themselves silly. Crypto Chris, just very quick, Paul Hoskins, how much should you drink on holiday? Well, it doesn't matter on holiday, does it? As long as you behave yourself when you get back after your holiday. YouTube has recently updated live chat to display usernames, also known as handles, instead of channel names. This change is part of a broader effort to combat impersonation and improve safety. Well, you're very well informed, Chris, because I didn't know that, but that's actually quite a good idea. Thanks for letting us all know. Colin Moore, I would love to sleep in until 10 a.m. on the weekend, but my partner starts sweeping and mopping the floors at 7 a.m., so it's impossible. Thai, I guess, right? Martin says he limits himself to 25 pints a day, I'm sure. I remember when I met Martin Ryder for lunch in Soy 8, we met in Monsoon. He very kindly bought me lunch, but he was drinking, big pint, I think there were pints of beer, and he had about 3 while I was with him, and I think he had one before that, and this was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Fair play to you, 1 bottle of Chang at lunchtime, I'm out. Mr. Balding, hello, Peter. What are your 3 favorite things about living in Thailand and the 3 worst? I have to think about it. 3 best things is the people are happy, nice, polite. You get a lot of people who get burnt here in Thailand by Thais, and they end up hating them. But generally across the board, you go out and people smile. They'll say hello to you. They're very helpful. That's one of the things I like. Secondly, I like the weather. It can be really scorching hot sometimes, but I like the fact that, if I go out in the morning to get a bottle of milk from 7-Eleven, I can go out, the sun's beating down on me. You're getting that vitamin C from the sun, aren't you? There's no cold, dark, rainy night. So I love the weather. And 3, I love being able to jump in the car and within a couple of hours go to some beautiful, beautiful locations, with spectacular beaches like Bang Sarai and, Koh Samet, and what I'm talking about, all these places. What we got in the UK, you either get on an aeroplane and go somewhere, and then or you go to a seaside town that's full of all these people who live in the hotels who've come over on boats, and it's bad weather and it's expensive. If I had to name 3 things I don't like, firstly, I don't like the pavements. I'm not going to whinge. You asked me, okay? So I'm just saying if I had to pick 3 things out, my life depended on it. I don't like some of the walk it where you walk. I walk a lot, and especially around Sukhumvit. It is getting better because they're cleaning them up, but they just set up stores willy-nilly. And I've walked down Sukhumvit, and you're actually ducking so you don't hit the lights on their plastic tents, and you've got kind of lots of people and the pavement's broken, and sometimes you have to go onto the road to walk, a few yards, and it's dangerous. I don't like that. It doesn't particularly bother me, but that's one of the things. My number 1 pet hate are those vans that sell fruit that go down the soys, and they have they have a speaker on the front, and they go really slowly, and they take forever to leave, and sometimes they park up quite close, and you just hear this droll Thai voice, 10 baht, they're selling vegetables, and it comes out over a tannoy. That's 2 things. I'm struggling to find 3 things. I suppose my 3rd thing would be, as an ex-smoker, I hate the smell of smoke. And here, unfortunately, there is still a lot of, although it's illegal to smoke in an enclosed area, there's still a lot of bars and restaurants where you can sit nicely outside, but people come and sit next to you. And I was with Steve 6 months ago. We were sitting in a new restaurant called 888, and we were sitting kind of like, not inside, but we're on the edge. You can sit at the edge and the streets there. And we had our breakfast at, and 2 women were inside, foreigners, and they stood up and sat right next to me on the right, and they both lit up a cigarette. The fan was on the wall there, and the smoke was, I was eating my breakfast. I hate it, absolutely hate it. Not because I'm a reformed smoker. I've never realized how badly it smells until you give up. So they're probably the worst 3 things I don't like about in Thailand. Max Ross, that's a mouthful, isn't it? You know who you are. Right. Hi, Peter from Koh Chang. I'm another Aussie who usually watches a stream replay due to the time holidaying in Thailand again, and I've dragged the little lady off to sit on a beach for the weekend. Nice one. I hope you're enjoying it. Not too much rain at the moment. Shane, how you doing? Trolls are everywhere. Robert Koch, off to off to Mark next week to sort my visa out in Patia. Please do recommend a safe hotel, not one renting rooms by the hour. Oh, there's lots, Roberts. You just go on their Golda. Blackwoods is a very good hotel. It's a little bit pricey now. Flipper Lodge, Flipper House, Soy 7, Soy 8. Just if you go into my, because what I do, I always stay in a different hotel, and then what I try and do is the reason I stay in a different hotel is I review it, and if you go into my channel, there's certain categories, and one of the categories is hotels, and I have reviewed quite a lot of hotels in Patia. The Holiday Inn on Soy Bakal, that's not a bad hotel. It's not overly priced. I think they're charging about slow season. I should be about 1,800 baht. Holiday Inn on Soy Bakal is pretty good. There's lots, absolutely lots. Welsh, what is it? Hi, Peter. It's 1:28 a.m. in New Zealand. You're up late. I can't say that name. Hi, Peter. Did you see the story with that British guy in his 60s who punched a Thai bar girl in Patia? Okay, so that's one of the stories. What I normally do is I wait till the member stream because I don't have so many comments. But I'll get into that story just quickly then, because I know the whole story about what you're talking about. Let me put it up there, the question again, because I've got a picture as well, and I'll explain exactly what happened. Okay, so I'll put the picture up. I'll read the story, then I'll just talk about what I know about it. Okay, so, okay. Let's get rid of your comment first. Hang on, get rid of that again. Okay. Right. That one wasn't it. Okay. Right. I got this from the Tiger here in Bangkok. A 66-year-old British man broke his arm when he tumbled during a dispute with a waitress at a beer bar early Wednesday morning. The incident happened at a bar on Soy 11 on Patia 2 Road about 3:40 a.m. Police and rescue workers arrived at the scene and gave first aid to the injured man who was drunk. Bar waitress Surirat, 39, said the man tried to offer her more drinks, but she also had other visitors to take care of. He became upset, scolded her, then punched her in the face. Another customer restrained the man, who fell to the ground. It transpired that his right arm was broken when he fell. Well, that's a load of bullshit, I can tell you, because I've actually seen the video. I can't remember where I've seen it. I watched it yesterday, and he didn't punch her in the face. So what transpired is, and I've seen the video, like I say, so I'm not getting secondhand information. So yeah, the British guy, I'll put the picture up so you know who I'm talking about again when I've explained it. So the guy was talking to the girl and he was pointing his finger at her, and they were arguing, and then he kind of jabbed her. He pushed her. He didn't punch her in the face, 100%, right? He just pushed her. She threw a drink in his face, and then he pushed her hard again. Well, the guy, let me put the photograph back up. So the girl he was arguing with is, see the girl with the black shoes and the black dress in the middle of the picture talking to the baldy. They were arguing at that standalone table outside. They were on that table arguing, and the baldy guy, seeing what was going on, he stood up and he pushed the English guy, and he fell on his arm, like you can see him laying in the road there, and that's how he broke his arm. But the guy, the British guy, shouldn't have been pushing the girl around, whatever the situation. But he certainly didn't punch her in the face, that's for sure. Right. Hi, Peter. Did you? Oh, yeah, okay, I've just read that one. Fred Smith. That's a very English name, isn't it? Fred Smith. Watching from Manchester, England. Dutch Frank says, never take a lady that is standing in front of your hotel. Okay, I'll put it up there. I wasn't going to say it, but that's exactly what I was thinking. Right. D. Inisan. Visited Chatham and Hua Hin this week for 5 days. Really enjoyed it. Chatham's nice, but it's very, very quiet, isn't it? I was going to move there, but it's too quiet. I was speaking to a subscriber. I just happened to meet him in Hua Hin, and he says, yeah, I used to live. This was when I was thinking of moving to Chatham. I was staying in a hotel in Chatham, and I drove over to Hua Hin for some lunch, and it's only half an hour away. And he said, oh yeah, I know you, Peter Tannenbaum. And we got talking, had a coffee. And he said, yeah, I used to live in Chatham. I was there for about 6 months. He said, but I was coming over to Hua Hin every day. He says, because there's nothing to do over there. And that kind of made me think. Uh, Paul Hoskins, it's wonderful when a girl says, I go with you. Crypto Chris says, I'm going to move to Hua Hin soon. You'll love it. What I always say about Hua Hin, if you move there on your own, it's going to be it could be boring unless you make some friends. It's a good golfing town. But if you have a full-time girlfriend and you think it's going to last, it's a very good town to settle down in, put it that way. Uncle Willie, how you doing? Greetings from Los Angeles. Dutch Frank, 7 bedrooms, Peter. How many ladies you taking home, you stud? I wish. Johnny Smooth, it never rains in Southern California. It never rains on Hua Hin. They get flooded down there sometimes. Okay. Okay, so Too Cool for You says, living in Bangkok does not make sense to me. It is a good place to live. Bangkok's great. The good thing about Bangkok is you've got fantastic public transportation. You've got all these motorbike taxis. You've got the BTS. You've got the MRT. There's some great malls around. But when as I say, I'm coming to the end of my 3rd year here now, and I'm pretty much Bangkoked out, if that makes sense, right? I mean, I don't want to say anything. It's expensive. People say, oh, no, it's not as much, it's much more cheaper than your own country. And in some ways it is. In many ways it is. But I'll give you an example. I can buy in Hua Hin, I can get a pizza for 100 baht. And I'm not joking, 100 baht. There's lots of restaurants down there. I go for Thai food. It's 50 baht a dish. Whereas even the cheapest ones around here where I live are like, you're talking 70, 80 baht. I know plenty of restaurants around here. I'm not talking upmarket restaurants. I'm talking small Thai kind of restaurant. French fries, chips, 170 baht. For potato, Hua Hin, maximum I've seen that 45 baht to 50 baht for a plate of chips or French fries. Okay. Beer, 65 baht for a large chang. It's just so much cheaper down there. It really is. Good evening, Peter. Hello to all your viewers from Pravel. How are you doing, Pravel? I'm not reading that one out, Paul. I do like that one. No stabbing. Talking about London and knives and everything. I do no stabbing in Patia, only by ladyboy sticks. Some people pay extra for that, don't they? Right, a collaboration with you and Fish and Chips Dave would be a cracker. I think he just likes a rant. I think you'd be surprised the amount of views it would get. Stay lucky, Peter. Let me make a note of it because I made a note of it. I didn't contact him because if we do one, it's got to be. We're going to do one in the right place, haven't we? And we don't want to do it online. We need to be sitting side by side, and we need to both get pissed. And to the Americans out there, that doesn't mean angry. It means very drunk. In the UK, if we get pissed, it means we get drunk. Okay, because I know in America, if you get pissed, it means you get angry. John, how are you doing? Peter, have you heard anything about vloggers in the Philippines not allowed to randomly film people in their vlogs? Apparently monetized vloggers only. No, that's rubbish. That's rubbish. You can film anybody in a public area as long. I've got a golden rule for myself. Okay, if I'm out, I don't point the camera in people's faces. I mean, some of the I have to look away sometimes when I watch some YouTubers. They're just so brazen, and rude. Some of them, the way they go around with their cameras and some of the things they say to people. For instance, if I do I'm not trying to sound perfect, but if I'm walking down Sukhumvit Road and I'm doing one of my background videos, I'm just holding my little camera here. If a couple of guys or a guy is walking towards me and I can tell if they don't want to be on camera, all I do is there's a head of the camera, I'll just kind of slowly point it at, something interesting like a building or the traffic. He goes by me and I put it back in front. Or if there's a girl coming and I can see she's going lower with the umbrella, again, I'll just go up at a building like that. But some of these guys, I won't name any, but you know who some of them are. They're just really brash with their cameras. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Some of them get punched in the face and all sorts. Look at that Korean guy. Do you remember him? Well, there was a couple of them, but there was one Korean guy in particular. He went into a massage parlor. It wasn't having a massage. He just walked in. The girls just all happened to be busy. And it was one of those where they have the curtain, there's a bed and there's a curtain, massage table, I should say, not a bed. And this idiot, he's there, he's live streaming. He's not even making a video. He's live streaming. And he kind of must have said something like, oh, here's a massage parlor. Let's see what's going on in here. He goes in, he goes up to one of these curtains and he just pulls the curtain back. And there's this poor guy there laying there in his birthday suit, getting a massage, and this guy's filming. He got a few slaps from the girl who runs it, and quite rightly so. And then there was a Korean guy in jump team. He was on the beachfront there, and there was a Korean family, a few guys. If you know the Thais, they do like a good drink any time of day. So they had the mats out. They had some food on jump team beach. They're minding their own business. But a few guys are playing cards. They're drinking, and this Korean guy is standing there on the concrete with his camera. I don't know why I'm doing this. He's standing there with his camera and he's filming there. And one of the Thai guys who speaks a bit of English came up and said, look, can you move on? Like, because the guy's just standing there filming them. Anybody would feel uncomfortable, right? And the Korean guy said something to him like, it's a public place, I can film. And Thai guy was like, all right then, and basically give him the old fisticuffs, a bunch of fives as it were. And he had a bloody nose, but some of them they don't know how to behave. Should respect people always. I think that's true for anywhere, Stephen. 20 Rothmans, haven't seen you for a while. How you doing? Hi, Peter. Heads up for people near London. Thai Experience Weekend, Ealing Common, 31st August. I know you went when you lived in the UK. £6 entry this year. Oh, it's gone up £1. Yeah, it's a good day out, actually. What it is, it's on Ealing Common. And I called it the I didn't know it was called the Thai Experience. It was a Thai festival, we called it. But they have like, all the... like when you go to a Thai market, all the food stores and everything, it's everything Thai. Then you see a lot of Farang with their Thai wives, and it's a good afternoon out. It's a good day out, actually. No, isn't that one? It isn't the Taraman. Translated into English. Talk about the night market. Translated into English, the name of the market is Father's House. Okay, something like that. And in Thai, if I translate that back, that would be something like Muban Pak. No, Pak is vegetable. Muban. Somebody will tell me. Colin Moore, Wise is awesome. I used Western Union until Peter said on his video to use Wise. They're brilliant. That's all I use is Wise. Another name I can't pronounce. Rando American retired in Patia. Hit the likes. Okay, thank you, mate. Damon, in and out, I guess. I'm moving to the Swan in Soi 4, Bangkok. Full time, great location, and tip top settee and furniture. I wouldn't take the piss. Not now. Jesus, we can laugh at that when we look. That's a little private joke between me and Damon. I don't think I want to mention it here because of what's been going on, but very funny. Shane, I stayed in the Habitat Boutique. I'm still smiling with that comment. Hotel near 96 in Hua Hin. Good little hotel. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you where I stay in Hua Hin, but I generally stay around 94. I used to stay in the Narawan Hotel, but the trains used to wake me up every morning. And then I went a little bit further down the road on the other side of the road, just after the 7-Eleven, and I stayed in the Goodwill Hotel, I think it is. But Wonderland, the girls are screaming till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, so couldn't get any sleep if I went to bed a bit earlier than that. Then I was staying in the initial hotel at the end until they started doing a load of work one Sunday morning, banging, and I just didn't go back there. Now I stay somewhere else. Right, Richard Woolley, 346. I've been following since the COVID days when Peter was streaming from his shed in Kettering. My shed in Kettering. You mean my double garage, upmarket double garage? I turned half of it into an office. Thank you, Richard. Dutch Frank, nice location, Damon. Good for mongering with freelancers. Stephen, Thai government want more. Okay, I can't read that out. Money 6217. I've been watching you since the UK. Once you move and get a garden, you get water in the daisies again. All jokes aside, thanks. It's good to have long-time viewers. But all joking aside, I'm really looking forward to living in a house again, with more than one room, 2 rooms. And I'm really looking forward to getting another dog. I've always had dogs since I was a kid, Paul Hoskin, would you walk along Patia Beach at night anymore? Yeah, for sure, Paul. It's safe. The most dangerous thing at night in any town or city in Patia, in Thailand, is those bloody soy dogs, Cambodia workers are gone, so Thai government wants workers from Sri Lanka to fill the jobs. Why Sri Lanka? I haven't heard anything about that. Okay. Alchemist, I think your name is. You said it was the American right-wing lunatic Benny Johnson Trumper who got busted for fake subs. Oh, okay. no point in getting fake subs, is there? I mean, if I had fake subs, I'd feel like a fake myself. It's like when I said earlier, when people said, well, why don't you just make up a few crash and burn stories, train wreck stories, people will enjoy and they won't know you, they're not real. And I was like, well, I would know they're not real, and it's like, it's just something I don't do. Stephen says, I like cherry picking. Nice picture of a cherry there. Too cool for YouTube. Did you do the veneers or the composite bounding? I did the veneers. I spent a lot of money on them, actually. If you look at some of my older videos, if you look at Thailand bound clips, sometimes I look at them now and I'm like, oh, geez. I never had bad teeth or rotten teeth or anything like that. But what I did have, I had gaps in my bottom teeth, okay? When you grow up as a child, you chip your teeth. They don't always grow straight. And when I used to notice it on a video, the odd troll would leave a nasty message, And because I had the opportunity to get it done here in England, they're like so expensive. You could buy a brand new car for what they cost you in the UK. But I inquired here and I paid 93,000 for mine. I had the bottom done. Somebody will just come in. I just had this vision, right? Somebody just clicks on, oh, who's this guy's live? And I'm there making that pose. That'd be funny. No, I paid 93,000 for these, and these are the porcelain ones. You can have ceramic, which aren't as good. These are, the Tom Cruise jobs, as it were. And I thought, if I'm going to have them done, I'll have them done properly. So I paid 93,000 baht for these, which is just over 2,000 pounds, close to $2,500 US. They ain't coming off anytime soon. I had a couple of caps done, which cost me 38,000. But I went to the best dentist around here. You can do less than that, But I look at myself now speaking into a camera, and I look at my older videos, and I think, geez, I should have done it years ago. Okay, you're saying Dutch Frank, because he banned me on Thailand Bound's channel, NDTV, and several other channels. I don't know anything about that. I hear Hua Hin has its own walking street, but it's called Walker Street. Lots of old people there. Are you young? It's very tame down there in Hua Hin, the girly scene. There are a couple of streets, and if you want that sort of thing one night, there's some good bars to have a laugh in with the girls and stuff, but it's hardly Patia. Right. Thanks for answering that. You said I'm further north in East St. Peter, right up on the banks of the Mekong. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Mark says, Peter, why did you choose Thailand over Spain or Portugal? It's really simple, Mark. I've never been to Spain. I've never been to Portugal. I've spent many, many years in Thailand. I came here to work in Isan for 2 years. I spent several years in Bangkok. I lived here. I lived on Soi 4, believe it or not. Yeah, I did. I've lived on Soi 8. I've lived on 22. I've lived on 24. I've lived on 38, to name a few. I lived in Patia for a while. I can speak some Thai. I know how the Thai system works, so it's not new to me, and I've always liked it. You'll see a lot of videos now. They're bullshit, really. I mean, you'll see a lot of videos where people will say, "Oh, Thailand, everybody is leaving Thailand. They're fed up of it, and they're all going to Vietnam." Yeah, there's a few people, but I can tell you now, I've never been to Vietnam, but the people I've spoke to, they say it's very nice, but it's not Thailand. Same with Cambodia. I've been to Cambodia, to the capital, and to Siem Reap, and it was okay. I could live there, but it's not Thailand. Peter, I'm planning to travel to Thailand end of the year. I'm hesitating between Phuket and Khon Kaen. Which places do you recommend with nightlife, historical places, etc.? Thanks. None. I wouldn't go to any of them. What I would do, if you want to go to historical sites, I would base yourself in Bangkok, because it's like a spider's web. You can go anywhere then. Now, it's only 2 hours up to Ayutthaya. That's the old capital, okay? 2 hours, that's all. You're 2 hours from Patia. You're 2 hours from Ayutthaya. Lopburi, where the monkeys are, that's 2 hours away. Khon Kaen is 6 hours from Bangkok. I was there 25 years ago, so I don't know what it's like now. I wouldn't go to Phuket. A lot of people will probably call me out on that, but there's at least 8,000 to 10,000 Russians there. Prices are quite expensive now, and the traffic apparently is horrendous. I'm just that's secondhand information, but from a lot of different people. Just got back to Bangkok from Vietnam, and it was ridiculously hot. Thailand is a better all-round holiday. Okay, Dutch Frank, Peter, I advise you to start a shorts channel instead of a clips channel. The shorts will get a lot more exposure, as the doom scrollers will see it. It's doing very well, Dutch. I mean, time is a premium, isn't it? And I'm already like it's full time. I was able to monetize that channel in 2 months. Some people can't do it in a year. I won't say the name of the restaurant. I don't particularly like eating there. I've been there several times, but I find the food is very, very popular. It's always full. There's a lot of Koreans and Japanese go there, as well as Farang. It's good value for money. It's good Thai food. But the reason I don't go there, I find the food very oily there. I've been there several times, and the food has always been very oily. If it's fried rice or pad Thai, whatever it is, for me personally, I just found it too oily. I prefer to go to Suda across the road on Soi 14. That's opposite Terminal 21. Same sort of thing. But I just find, you know, they'll do as I ask. If I say, look, don't put any sugar in it, don't put any gatium in it, I can tell them in Thai. They understand. It comes with no sugar and no garlic. And also, it's not oily. They're spring rolls, actually. I'm not getting any backhanders, but I'll just tell you, if you go to Suda, I think their spring rolls are the best in I'd go as far as to say Thailand, because they're always really lovely, really nice. There's no oil and very tasty. And I think it's, 90 baht for 6 spring rolls, you know, really good value. Yeah. Have you watched anything on Netflix or YouTube? So I keep a Netflix account just so my daughters, it's like a family pack, so they don't have to pay for it. And I occasionally scroll through Netflix, but I find there's a very small selection. And I do watch, there's a few series on there I've watched, but I don't watch Netflix very often. I prefer YouTube. There's just a much more bigger selection. But I watched a great English gangster film the other night. It's from 2012. It was called St. George's Day. And you know, all the guys who portray English gangsters, I mean, the good actors are guys who are, you see them in all the gangster films because they play the part really well. And this film, St. George's Day, on YouTube, full movie, good quality. And it was a bit slow to start with, but great movie. If you get a chance, go off and watch it. It's very, very good. It's got all the actors that were in Lock, Stock and Smoking Barrels, most of them, and some other ones, you'll recognize them straight away. I'm in a mid-sized town in East St. Peter. I refuse to live in the small village. Still, that means 1 Cafe Amazon, 1 Lotus, 1 Big C Mini, and 3 7-Elevens. Actually, that's another thing I like about Hua Hin. They've got lots. They've got a couple of really big malls, and lots of 7-Elevens. I mean, probably 100. I don't know, but they've got a lot of everything. Some good furniture shops, and lots. Too cool for YouTube. Crypto card. Thank you for the answer about the names. Yeah, I didn't know that. That was good information, wasn't it? Exactly. Right. Aaron, 7 - 3. Is it? Good evening, Peter. AKA AK Nomiai. Oh, you've started another account then because you couldn't get in, could you? Good. Nomiai Inspector. My other YouTube accounts seem to be blocked on your channel, but nobody else can't understand it. Hand on heart, I didn't block you, honestly. Sometimes, you know, YouTube's a funny beast. Let me just say thank you to Joyous Roma. Thank you, mate. Always, every week you do this. May the force be with you, Peter. $10. Thanks. Get a couple of beers with that. Okay, how long we got? Still a good 20 minutes. I'm always critical of the time watching. It's not because I want to finish, but the members know I start at Thai time, 9:45. Is it? Yeah, 9:45. So I have to finish at 9:30 to fill up my water bottle, have a pee, and do all my bits and pieces. Hi, James. How you doing? I was in Benji Park tonight. That's where we met, wasn't it? That's it. Somebody's just told me the name. Bankunpor. That's it. And it's actually written on the side of the hotel. You know, the blue hotel there. I made a video once where I said, oh, yeah, I'm at the night market. And somebody jumped down my throat and said, it's not the night market. It's called Bon Conpor. But quite right. The reason I'm taking a while is I'm trying to find some people I haven't said hello to yet. I want to try and say hello to everybody. Thank you, Bernie. Appreciate that. That's actually like saying how long is a piece of string. It depends where you are, but in Hua Hin, okay. How much is pad kapao? You'll pay 50 baht, 55 baht maximum, maybe even 45. Florida Gator Peter, I wish you would do some videos on condos and apartments in Hua Hin near the markets and bars. I'm a golfer and I'm planning on retiring here. So here's the thing. I don't really want to do videos in Hua Hin when I go down there on holiday, because I'm actually moving down there and I'm going to be hungry for content, right? Bangkok is a different beast. There's so many YouTubers here and in Patia. There's only a few in Hua Hin, not too many. And I want to get my own, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to carve out my own niche in Hua Hin, because it's not going to be the same as here. You know, here, what do? I tell the stories. I do reviews on restaurants. Most of the hotels I review are in Patia, and that's exactly what I plan to do. So when I'm in Hua Hin, I want to carry on with the stories and the live streams. But, you know, not everybody's, you know, I'll be able to show Patia, Hua Hin Beach and a couple of night markets and stuff, but you can only do that for so long. So what I intend to do, I will be going to different apartments, different levels, cheap, medium, hotels, budget hotels, good hotels. And that's how I'll you know, the channel will evolve. People will also be interested to see, you know, I'm moving into a brand new house down there. I've got to get it all kitted out. I'm going to document it all. I'm going to get a dog. I'm going to go to the dog market. I'm going to go to the vets. I'm going to document all this because people, it is interesting following somebody's life, isn't it? You know, I'll watch a channel occasionally called Ride for Kicks. He was based in Patia for a long time. I think you all know him. And he always used to do videos in Patia. And he's like me, he's got a bit fed up of it now. And he's moved somewhere very, very rural, but he hasn't stopped making videos. You know, he'll go to put some air in his bike, and he'll certain restaurants he goes to, a bit of fishing. And you know, if he's got more subscribers, people like to follow people's life. There's a young guy I watch in Isan. He must be about 30. He wears a hat and he's got a little beard. He speaks very, very good Thai. He's got a Thai wife. They run a business, and it's just every day about their life, what he does on the farm, you know, and it's nothing. It's just what they do on a daily basis. Nothing exciting, but it's interesting. You know, when you watch somebody else's life on screen, as long as it's not bullshit. Do you know what I really hate now? I really hate it. Watching videos of guys, I'm in Soy 6. I've arrived in Soy 6. Let's go and look at the girls. I mean, it's done and dusted, isn't it? How often are people going to be wanting to watch them same videos? Paul Hoskins says pizza, £1 in Iceland. Like a piece of stale bread, though, isn't it? Yeah, look, Stephen says Bangkok is good for a weekend trip. What a lot of guys do who are married to Thais or live in Thai girlfriends, they live out in quieter regions, and what they do sometimes, they'll come to Bangkok for a weekend, you know, and they'll go out and do some stuff in the evening. They'll go around some big malls, buy all the bits and pieces they can't get where they are, which isn't much, but there is bits and pieces. And yeah, it's a good place to visit. Jim, but don't you live in the center of tourist central? It's like living in Leicester Square. Of course you will pay. Yes and no to that comment. Yes, because if you live in a tourist area and you don't know, you only go into tourist restaurants, and yeah, you will pay through the nose. But even in a tourist area, there you find places that are not really tourist prices, like that restaurant, the two restaurants I was just speaking about. I forget the name of the first one, but the other one, I go Suda. I mean, okay, they're not 50 baht a dish, but you know, they're a lot cheaper than the tourist places. But the reason I liked living in this area is because where I live, it's a very quiet street, very quiet. But I'm 5 minutes from Nana BTS, okay, and I like the fact that if I want to go out and have a McDonald's, for instance. Now people will jump on me now. I hardly ever touch McDonald's. But if I wanted a burger or a pizza, they've got everything here. You know, you've got Italian, you've got fast food, you've got Indian, it's all on my doorstep, right? But if I want to go like a Thai, 10 minutes on my scooter, I'm out of here. You know, it's not a big deal. I once stayed in a hotel over by my friend Simon's house. I couldn't even order a meal because the menu was all in Thai, no photographs, nothing, and it was difficult. Paul, Jesus. At least your jokes are getting us a bit better. Not sure what that means. Disrespect is a flex. Don't forget, I was married to a Korean woman for near on 30. It was more than 30 years. 33 years we were together. Ronald, are there YouTubers documenting their lives in the UK? I'm not that interested in Thailand. For me, it's more about the person. Well, this is something a lot of new YouTubers, they don't understand this. They think, it's about what you film, but a lot of people like to follow certain people. Like there's a couple of guys I watch. They could make videos about eating an ice cream, and I watch them just because I like watching those guys. I watch videos about guys in England who go into the forest with a backpack, and they make their own. They put a tent up, they make a fire with a flint, and they got food in a plastic bag, and they're there at night, and it's just very calming, and it's interesting to watch. I don't watch any YouTube videos about Thailand, hardly any now. Yeah, I mean, I think I've mentioned lots of Russians in jumped in. They don't do any harm to anybody. Yeah, they don't get in your way. But that night market where they do all the food and the Chang beer, they got a couple of bars there. All the signs used to be in English and Thai. And you go there now, they're all in Russian and Thai. Sign of the times, as they say. Thank you, Stephen. Looking good. Do you know what? I'm pissed off on myself, Steve. I've put weight on again. This is what I was saying at the beginning. I went down from 108 kilos down to 97 kilos. Now, I haven't been overeating. I haven't been eating at night. Guess how much I weigh now? 108 kilos. Why? Because I've started getting into a habit of drinking pints of beer, which I never used to do. What I used to do is I'd have a couple of San Miguel's out the fridge, a couple of 100 calories, right? But I was going out. I've been going out for the last sort of 4 or 5 months, every 6 nights out of 7. And I'm going to places like Stumble Inn, the Red Lion, the Sportsman, and they're doing, drinks at 99. Stumble Inn, you can get a pint of Tiger for 99 baht. The Red Lion, they do the happy hour all night on a Monday, but beer's got a lot of calories in it, and I didn't notice. Luckily, I haven't put too much in my face, but you go back 6 months, and you can certainly notice a difference. And I've got to do something about it, It's just the beer. It really has piled on the pounds again. And I'm exactly the same weight as I was when I first got out here. And you know how hard I worked to lose the weight. And do you know, do you know what? When I lost all that weight, I went out and bought a load of new shirts, okay? And they look really good on me. And all my big shirts for my big body, I put in my suitcase. I didn't throw them out. It just so happens today, I took all those small shirts that I bought, I put them in my case here, and all the bigger ones that I was wearing originally, I've taken them out again. I have to wear them again. So I'm really cheesed off about it. There's no one to blame except myself. Right. I'm trying to find somebody that I haven't said hello to yet. Okay, here's one. Enzo Pastor. You make it easy for me, do you? Hi, Peter. What's the best way to find a rental house on a daily rate in Patia or Bangkok? Well, you won't find a rental house as such. If you want to stay on a daily rate, you've got two options. You book a hotel or you get an Airbnb. People will tell you that Airbnbs are illegal in Thailand. That's not true. But if somebody runs an Airbnb, they have to have a hotel's license. So even if you have a house and you rent 2 rooms, to rent them 2 rooms out on a daily rate, that Airbnb owner, he has to have a hotel license. If he gets caught renting those rooms out as an Airbnb and he hasn't got a hotel's license to rent those rooms, it's a 20,000 baht fine or 2 years in jail. And I'm not exaggerating. That's why a lot of guys, when they go to Airbnb, they've told me this, the owner of the Airbnb, they're very cagey where to meet. And they're like, oh, don't tell anybody it's an Airbnb. Just say you're a friend of mine or you're staying with me for a week and stuff, because they're shit scared they're going to get caught and fined. Right, travel gamer. The only thing I don't like about Bangkok is the pollution. Can't really go for a jog outside without choking on the air. It's pretty good at the moment, actually. I go out to Benjamin Park, which is a real nice park. You've got Lumpini Park as well. And the air quality at the moment is around 50. Look, I'll get my app out and let's see what it is right now. And I'm right in the center of Bangkok. So I'm using IQ Air. They're the best. You can't see it because I've got a green screen and this is green. But I think it just about soy sample. You can't really look because it's green. It's 28 now. The level is 28. I've seen it in the UK around that area. So The reason you can't see it is because it's actually green. But that's really good. So yeah, sometimes it can be bad when they do the burning up north and stuff, but at the moment it's good. Peter, did you see Liam Gallagher, the Oasis frontman, rescued a soy dog from Irish guy in Koh Samui? I didn't see that. No, I'd like to see that video. There must be loads of beaches close to Patia you haven't been to. I've been to a lot of them. Because I've been down to Patia on my scooter, my own scooter. I've driven it from Bangkok to Patia. I can't remember the name of all the places, but you got Bang Sarai, you got the naval base that you go through to get to that beach there. Very nice. I've been to a lot. Has the currency rate changed? Okay, well, let's put this one up very quickly. You can have a look. That's today. Paul Hoskins, strange question. Have you ever been 10-pin bowling in Bangkok? No, Paul, I haven't. I used to do it as a kid. Uncle Willie B, I liked the shorts yesterday. Watch the one you did on the Indian restaurant. Okay, so that's, yeah, I used to harp on about the Al Hussein on Soy 3/1 Soy Arab, but I don't go there very often now, very rarely, unless it's late at night, which I don't like to eat late at night. I go to a place called the Al Bukhara, which is very close to Nana BTS. And I've done a couple of videos in there with my friend Bob. You know, I've just showed the curry and stuff, but they're nice staff in there. And I thought I'm going to do a proper video. So I started off, I've released it to members. It'll be released to everybody else on, what day are we today? Sunday. I think it'll be released to everybody else on Tuesday. And I basically put a map in, show you exactly where it is. I interview some of the staff. I order some food. I've got somebody filming, helping me film. So it comes out it's quite a nice little, little video if you like Indian food. Dutch Frank, the shorts are better for low span concentrated people, which are more okay. I started to watch Yellowstone. It's not bad, but it started getting boring by about the third episode. It's it's just me. Okay, let's try and get a few more in before we go. James says Benji Kitty, the best park. Peter, I see you have a fan. Who's that then? Peking Man Official. Marvin is a cool hotel in a nice location in Hua Hin. I don't know that one. I like to stay around 94, so I know most of the hotels around there. Jason, you say, how is the bar? Not sure which one you mean. Let me know and I'll tell you. I've never, Shane O'Travis said, I've never been to Hua Hin. I'll have to check it out one day. Yeah, if you can go there with somebody, it'll be more fun, Shane. I can't read that name out. Peter at Joe Weymouth, your angry ex-wife, laugh out loud. Haven't got a clue what that means, honestly. My ex-wife and me are on talking terms, while we were. No hard feelings there. Cappy? No. One answer. Prince Voodoo, is it? RRN News, drunk UK tourist punches bar girl. We've done that bit already. You'll have to rewind. I even put a picture up. That is absolutely rubbish. Thailand has not cancelled all visas. Not sure about that, Paul. You say, what sort of dog? I definitely wouldn't get a beagle because they make the worst guard dogs because it's a one-level house. I'd like to know there's a bit of protection by the dog if I go out. If the house is empty, a beagle would help the burglars load the stuff. A beagle would help the burglars load the stuff from the house into their car. They're very tame. Not sure. True. On the way, walking to get dinner at Jomtien Night Market, I passed a Thai lady pushing a baby in a stroller with a large parrot on her shoulder. You never know what you'll see next. Parrots are very, very popular pets here in Patia. Marley's got one. Do you remember Marley? He used to do the videos with me. No, I'm not a golfer at all. I haven't got the time. Okay. What percentage of Nana is Mongoose? I'd say 99.9. Yeah, I caught it. It's up to you. I caught it. I've got rid of him now. Okay. I've got about 3 minutes. I'm just trying to say hi to anybody I haven't said hi to. It's Crazy Fish. Weber, Alpha Dave, Patia Al, and Bound are currently running as my front four. Cheers. Thanks for being in there. Jammy Smooth. Best to have hobbies if you retired in Thailand. I grew vegetables in my garden. I mean, I used to grow vegetables in my garden. Very satisfying. Perfect weather here, isn't it? Hi, Peter. Enjoying the live today. What's your quick summary of pockets these days? I'm considering moving to Phuket or Hua Hin. What's your opinion? I don't know what you mean by pockets. That must be a misspelling. Is it? I've been enjoying. What's your quick summary of pockets? I'm moving to Phuket. I would definitely say Hua Hin just because of the logistics of Phuket. You know, it's a long way off, isn't it? And it's very busy with Russians down there now. It's got expensive and harder to get taxis and stuff like that. Hua Hin is a lot more laid back, a lot nicer. RJC man, Peter, good. I'm moving to Hua Hin November 15th target date, getting my tourist visa prior to leaving. Do I need to book a round trip ticket? Can I just do an onward ticket to Laos? As long as you've got a ticket going out of, you don't have to do a round ticket, but as long as you've got a ticket going out of Thailand. So if you come in from the UK and then you can show them a ticket that you're leaving on a certain date to Laos, you'll be absolutely fine. Johnny, how you doing? Hi, Peter. On Sukhumvit Soy 8, has building work started on the plot next to Stable Lodge yet? No, it hasn't. And also, Rumours Bar, they closed that down several months ago. Nothing's happening there either. Although there is another Rumours Bar, but it's like a shed. You know, it's tiny. Yeah, you see the lizards at Lumpini. Peter, do they still have Muay fights in Lumpini? So, have you attended any? I haven't, to be honest with you. And honestly, I won't bullshit you. I don't know. Right, I've got 1 minute left. Chris, 94 is my favourite soy in Hua Hin. It's nice, isn't it? You got all the night market, you know, the one we're on about. I forgot already again. Market Village. It's a good area. A lot of bars there as well. Can't pronounce. Is it Joe? Your videos are the best. Hi from Toronto. Thank you, Joe. Rockweiler. No, I won't be getting one of those. I haven't stayed there. No, I think that's in Soy 8, isn't it? Thanks, Francis. Chris, do they ask for departing flight info now? It's better to have, I don't know if they asked for it, but it was always a big sticking point where people said, you know, if you don't have a return ticket, they could possibly turn you down. What I know some guys did, they used to buy throwaway tickets. So they'd come here on a one-way ticket from, say, the UK, and they'd buy a ticket going to, say, Siam Reap, which is like £100, and they could either refund it or they'd throw it away, you know, if they wanted to stay here. Mark, last one now. It says, Rumours was on Soy 22, moved a few years ago. Well, they're not here anymore. They've got a tiny little one on Soy 8 now. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm going to have to round it off. It's 9:30 here in Bangkok right now. I'm going to have to go off and refill my water bottle and everything else. So, as usual, very, very quickly, I hope I can see most of you in the members stream in about 15 minutes. I'll give you more of an update on Hua Hin and what's been happening and some more juicy details, as they say. But as always, thank you to Chris and Damon there for moderating in the background, and of course the guys who give the super chats, very generous. Thanks again, and just to all you lot for joining me tonight. It's been a good stream. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have. And if you're in the member stream, I'll see you in 15 minutes. If not, I'll catch you maybe on an ad hoc stream real soon. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.